Parents are suing after getting another couple's embryo by mistake. And there is now something called Turbine syndrome, and someone's been diagnosed with climate change syndrome. Oh boy, exciting. Weird stories for Tuesday on Weird AF News. I'm your host, Jonesy. I'm recording in a closet. This is the only daily weird news podcast. You know it. You're here with me. Let's hold hands. California parents are suing after they receive another couple's embryo. Two couples gave birth to each other's babies after a mix-up at the fertility clinic, and they spent months raising children that weren't theirs before swapping the infants out to the proper parents. I can't believe it. This is awful. Two California couples gave birth to each other's babies. There was a big mix-up. Oh, I'd say it's a big mix-up at the fertility clinic. I assume there's going to be a lawsuit, big time. How do you screw this up, fertility clinic? Your only job is to make sure that people get fertilized with the correct embryo and whatnot, I believe. You can't even do that right. Now it says here, Daphne Cardinal claims that she and her husband, Alexander, had some suspicions that the little girl that she gave birth to wasn't theirs because the child had a darker complexion than they did. It's the first clue. Oh, my goodness. Well, they suppressed their doubts, though, because they actually fell in love with the little baby, the little darker baby. And they trusted the in vitro fertilization process. They trusted the clinic. They trusted their doctors. Yeah, as you ordinarily would. You'd never suspect it'd be such a mix-up like this. Now, they learned months later that she had been pregnant with another couple's baby and that another woman had been carrying her child. This was very traumatic. Here's a quote from Daphne. I was overwhelmed by feelings of fear, betrayal, anger, and heartbreak. I was robbed of my ability to carry my own child, in fact. I never had the opportunity to grow and bond with her during the pregnancy. I never felt her kick. I just want to feel her kick. I felt another baby's kick, and it wasn't mine. It wasn't my baby's kick. And the Oscar goes to Jonesy for playing Daphne Cardinal in the movie Not My Baby. Thank you, guys. I'm sorry, I'm making light of a very serious situation here. Forgive me. Needless to say, Daphne filed a lawsuit, and the two other parents involved in the mix-up, they wish to remain anonymous, but plan to file a similar lawsuit in the coming days. Now, the babies, both girls, were born about a week apart in September. Both couples unwittingly, this was September 2019, by the way. It's now coming to lawsuit, finally. Both couples unwittingly raised the wrong child for about 3 months before DNA tests confirmed that the embryos were swapped, according to the filing. Well, this is a mix-ups like this, I mean, they're going to occur. They're exceedingly rare, though, it says here, but not unprecedented. In 2019, a couple from Glendale, California, sued a different fertility clinic, claiming that their embryo was mistakenly implanted in a New York woman who gave birth to their son, as well as a second boy belonging to another couple. Oh, man. Yeah, there's cases like this that highlight how this industry is in desperate need of federal regulation, it says here. Yeah, you have to regulate this stuff. This is people's lives here. This is big time. And, you know, I'd imagine you're getting paid a lot of money to do this, so get it the hell right. It's unbelievable that you would mix this up. The story kind of has a happy ending, though, because all four of the parents in this story have made an effort to stay in each other's lives, and they have forged a larger family, Daphne says. That's pretty cool. So something good came out of it. And hopefully, you know, some regulation and the clinic will be reprimanded severely as a message to other clinics that you can't screw this stuff up. You know, thankfully they caught this rather early in the process. I mean, you don't want to all of a sudden have a child that's like 6'4" by the age of 14, and you're like, whose kid is this? Ain't our kid. But a little too late at that point. A French couple wins a legal fight over wind turbine syndrome. A French court has just recognized something called turbine syndrome. This is after a couple complained that their health was damaged by living near a wind farm. I've never heard of such a thing. In what is believed to be the very first judgment of its kind in France, this couple were awarded more than 100,000 euro in compensation by this judge. The couple claimed that they experienced a range of health problems because of living next to the wind farm, including headaches, insomnia, heart irregularities, depression, and nausea for more than 2 years. They insisted that these issues were caused by 6 wind turbines that were located 700 meters from their home in southern France. The turbines had been installed in 2008. However, it was reported that the couple's health problems began 5 years later. The family believed this was because woodland between their property and the nearest turbine was actually cut down. They have complained specifically about the noise, which they say was comparable to a washing machine continually turning. And they also made note of white flashing lights on the turbines as particularly detrimental to their health as well. This is crazy. I never knew that wind turbines could do this to you. I never really spent much time near a wind turbine. We shot a film out in Palm Springs, and it was out near the turbines out there. If you ever been driving through Palm Springs, there's a lot of wind turbines, and we shot near them, and I had the special luxury of being able to get inside one of them because I noticed the door was open on one of these wind turbines, and I was like, let me go inside and see what's going on in here. What is this all about? Of course, it was very noisy in there, and you couldn't see far up it. There was like a capped roof, but a ladder going up with a locked opening, so you could get up further, but you couldn't really see much up there. There was some circuit boards and whatnot, as you can imagine. It was pretty freaky. I enjoyed it. I got a nice selfie in a wind turbine. That's my only wind turbine experience. I had no idea that it could screw you up like this. There's a quote here from the French husband here. He says, we didn't understand right away, but little by little we realized the problem came from the turbines. The turbines flash every 2 seconds. We had to have outside lights to counter the effect of the flashes. The doctors couldn't find health problems, but I tell you, we had to move. We had to move far away because of our health problems. And let me tell you, our health problems disappeared shortly after we moved. Their complaint was originally thrown out of court in January of last year, but they appealed, saying that the judge ignored experts' reports. And so they revisited the complaint, and now the energy companies Sasu Magnaz Energy and Sasu Singladu Energy, which run this wind turbine farm, have to pay this compensation to the couple. Well, this is just the fallout of technology. We're going to have these new health problems because there's just more of it surrounding us. It's getting bigger and bigger and more invasive in our lives. You know? I mean, I often wonder, I keep this cell phone in my pocket all the time. What's going on with that? Am I getting a tumor on my ass? Do you ever wonder about this? I have no idea what sort of health problems that are going to happen because of these technological devices that we have all around us, encroaching on our lives and in our spaces. All right, guys, have a good day. You like podcasts? You're listening to my podcast. Maybe you thought to yourself, I'd like to make a podcast. Too difficult. No, not with Anchor. Anchor has free creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast from your phone or your computer. Anchor distributes your podcast to Apple, Spotify, Stitcher, and more. They have advertising integration, so you can even make a little money off your podcast. Everything you need to make a podcast in one place. Download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started. And good luck with your podcast. Good luck with your creation. Good luck with your life, man. A British Columbia doctor has clinically diagnosed a patient as suffering from climate change. You see the theme here, guys? Weird diagnoses. When a patient in her 70s came into the emergency room in British Columbia, Dr. Kyle Merritt had no idea that hundreds of people were dying of heat across the province. This was the summer, and British Columbia was consumed under a heat wave that would soon go down as both the hottest and deadliest in Canadian history. Oh yeah, I heard about this heat wave in Canada. It reached up to as high as 83 degrees. It was outrageous. The head of the hospital's emergency department, Kyle, could see the aggravated toll that this extreme heat took on patients battling multiple health problems at once, often with little money. Kyle said, "She has diabetes. She has some heart failure. She lives in a trailer. She has no air conditioning. All of her health problems have all worsened, and she's really struggling to stay hydrated." As the mercury climbed, more patients arrived at the hospital. Pressure mounted. Dr. Kyle and his colleagues tried to make sense of a surge in heat illness most had only seen in medical schools. Guys, it's just heat. It happens. Have you not experienced heat? Have you heard of it? Some places in the world have hot temperatures. Did you not hear? You never heard about this before? They're like, what is this strange disease? We need to come up with a name for it. I think it might be heat stroke, or exposure to higher than average temperatures in the environment. Maybe we'll call it that. Are you guys okay up there in Canada? Here's some more quotes from the doctor. Well, we were having to figure out how do we cool someone in the emergency department. Have you heard of ice? A cold glass of water. What the hell? This really happened in Canada? You guys did not know what to do? Well, I don't know. Should we drink hot tea right now? How do we keep cool? Does anybody know how to keep cool? Anybody? Perhaps we should stand next to the nearest volcano. Maybe that'll do it. No, I think have you heard of this thing called a fan? A fan? What is that exactly? Never heard of a fan. I got an idea. Everybody get in my pickup truck and I'll drive very fast down the road. The wind will cool us off and we shall survive this heat wave. Hopefully it doesn't reach 90. What the hell? And unfortunately, in addition to the severe heat, there was wildfires in Canada that really shocked them. It says here, smoke and heat affect more than people's physical health. The doctor says he saw a number of patients already suffering from depression or anxiety have their symptoms worsen during the wildfire season. Wildfire smoke even triggered flashbacks in a patient who was coping with post-traumatic stress disorder from his time as a soldier. As the medical community in Canada learns more about the devastating impacts of smoke and heat, even people who don't suffer from pre-existing health conditions are facing tough decisions. And what do you do about your children? You have children, it's summertime, we've just gotten through COVID, and you want to go out and jump on the trampoline, but what about the heat? You got to figure this out. Is it safe to go out? We need to know. Wow, you guys would never survive in Southern California. It's all heat and fire all the time. Crazy, right? I can't believe I live in such a place. You think you could go up to Canada and get away from this stuff, but no, you can't. It's happening all over the place. The Earth has been diagnosed with climate change, although some people don't agree. I say if you don't believe that the climate is changing, then you're just not paying attention. Or maybe you live in the center of the Earth where you're not affected by these swings in temperature and strange weather anomalies. Well, guys, we'll be living off the Earth eventually, out in outer space, growing things on the Martian soil. All of us together, listening to Weird AF News, smoking reefer that we grew ourselves in the depleted Martian soil that we somehow figured a way to revive, which is what science should really be doing at this point. Agree? Agree. If you don't agree, you can always call the show, 646-450-2012. Jonesy, what are we agreeing with or not agreeing with? I don't know. You decide. We got the funk. We got the funk. Do you guys got the funk? Yeah, we got the funk, baby. Funking out in a closet today. Do you guys want to get on the wall? Putting people on the wall that join the Patreon. Get your name up on the studio wall, guys. Why wouldn't you do that? Isn't that exciting? You can show all your friends, hey, look I'm contributing to a huge daily weird news empire. Guy in a closet with a laptop propped up on a pillow. Oh boy, guys. Very extravagant setup we have here. I'm hot. Anybody else? Is it because I just drank too much caffeine? Hot coffee, baby. It's that time of year where I'm switching over slowly from the cold brew to the hot brew. Usually I can get to about, December before that completely happens. But yeah, you got to make that change. I'm going to make a change for once in my life. You guys know the deal. Man in the Mirror, baby. It's a classic. Just love it. do that at karaoke. So good. What's your go-to karaoke song? I want you to call me and sing it. 646-450-2012. Just call me and sing a little piece of your karaoke song. I'm looking for the man in the mirror. Ooh, I'm hoping to change the ways. I forgot all the words. And no message could have been any clearer. You know it. If you guys want to send me articles, how do I do this? If you want to send me some articles, it's funnyjones@gmail.com. Do it. And join the Patreon. Support the show. Support the closet. Get your name up. It's patreon.com/weirdafnews. Or go to weirdafnews.com and click on the link. Do it. All right? Show your support. I love you.
Hello, Jonesy, and hello to all of you weirdos out there, friends, followers, and listeners of the show. This is Lily, and you may not know me yet, but you probably will soon because I've been obsessively reaching out to Jonesy because he's one of my best friends now, I'm not going to lie. So can you believe it's already November, another whole year almost done, which means that we're coming up on the holiday season. And last year around this time, Michael from Iowa City, who we all know and love, shout out to you, Michael. We hope you're doing well. Last year around this time, Michael started the Patreon Thanksgiving Bowl of Thanksgiving Patreon Join the Patron challenge. I think that's exactly what it was called, if I remember correctly. And so I am going to start up a new challenge for this year. Last year, Michael from Iowa City was so very generous enough to make a donation of his own money, and we're not asking him to do that again, and unfortunately, I am not able to do that myself. But what I would like all of you to do is consider joining the Patreon, even at the lowest level, every little bit. So if you are not currently a patron, please consider joining. If you are currently a patron, please consider increasing your donation level and or doubling it. I will say that I recently I started a new job. I had an increase in income, and so I was able to double my monthly contribution so that we can help Jonesy reach his savings goals and his life goals and do the things he wants to do. Whether he wants to upgrade the closet recording studio, at some point he's going to need money to buy paint to paint over all those names on the wall so his landlord doesn't, he doesn't get dinged on the deposit. Yes, if Jonesy wants a bigger closet, a bigger apartment, if he wants to buy an RV and go on the road, whatever Jonesy wants to do, he deserves to have the money to do it. So let's all pull together this holiday season and support Jonesy. And as always, reach out to him, ask for his address, mail him packages. Remember, he's allergic to nuts. Let's not kill Jonesy. Please do not kill Jonesy with nuts. All right. Thanks, everyone. And shout out again to Michael from Iowa City and all of you fellow weirdos. Jim from Cleveland, Angel in Texas, we hope you're doing well. Maria in Miami, any other frequent callers of the show, call in, leave your name. Let's all wish each other happy holidays. Whatever holidays you celebrate, let's hear about your traditions and let's all support Jonesy. Thanks, everyone. Love you. Bye.
Oh, hey, Jonesy, it's Florida Man here, just checking back in. There are some intelligent people here in Florida. The Aldrin Space Center, Buzz Aldrin Lightyear, whatever his name is. Anyway, the point I'm getting at is, regardless of whatever you said had anything to do about anything, I think that it's very, very important to make spaghetti sauce, or as some of the Italians would say, gravy, to go into outer space, because I can remember this one time I was at Boy Scout camp when I was a kid, and we had a spaghetti dinner, and I think they had about like two cans of ragu, and then this is the savagery, mate. This is the savagery, because I know you're Italian American as well, and they filled the sauce with ketchup. So I think that perhaps, or catsup even, it could have even been worse. It could have been catsup. I'm not 100% sure, but hey man, make sure there's some ragu or some Prego. It's in there, and put it on the Mars. Thank you.
Hey Jonesy, this is Janur Singh. Been a weirdo for a long time, man. But yeah, I just wanted to tell you that happy Diwali, mate. Or maybe belated Diwali. Alright, take care.
Yay!